little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with a continuation of our mitered square tutorial. And so I did not cut my end because we're going to keep going from here. And in our first tutorial, I had said as far as the base chain, it's going to be 10 by 10. Now on the chain itself, we also added an additional 4 chains because we needed the decrease of 3 in the middle, and then a chaining up of 1. So it's 1 plus 3, and then plus the 10, plus the 10. That's 10, 10, 20, 3, 4, 24. And we're going to need to do a chaining up from here to continue on our merry way. A chaining up of 12 from where we currently are at. So, going to start by chaining up 12. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I did 12 because the base was 10, so I added 2 to the base. Now, if say you were doing a 15 by 15, this chain would be a total of 17. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So now what we need to do is we need to go through this chain on, again, the back little nubs, the back bumps of our stitches. And we are going to need a total of 11 single crochets through the back bump. And it's 11. Even though the chain was of 12, it's going to be 11 because that 12th chain counts as our chaining up of 1 so that we can do our single crochets. So I'm going to do 11 single crochets through that back bump, and I will meet back up with you. All right, I did the rest off camera because for me it's rather fiddly to go through the back bumps, so I wanted to do that off camera. So I have a total of 11 single crochets, and I ended right there where we started. Okay, then we need 1 for the corner, so we're going to go directly into this decrease cluster right here. We're going to go right in there for our middle stitch, like so, right in there. Then we need 11 single crochets across here. Now, when you're going across, it can look a little bit daunting because you're like, where do I go into, right? Well, stitches like this are a bit more straightforward. You're just going underneath here, and it's really quite simple. However, stitches like this, it's a big hole. What do you do? Well, in that case, you would go underneath both loops. You just sort of scooch one over. See this little loop right here? This little straggler? Well, you sort of scooch him over, and you go underneath him too. And that way it gives it a bit more reinforcement, a bit more strength. Okay, and that's what we need. So I'm going to have to do that with this first one. Okay, so again, sort of scooting him over and go underneath both loops right there. And so that's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, right into the very end. Now, I have had this experience many, 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 many times where the count didn't quite work out. So sometimes what you need to do is adjust where that middle stitch is. Okay, sometimes it's necessary to backtrack and start over. I've done it many times, okay? No matter how many of these squares, sometimes you just need to do a little bit of finagling, okay? I don't judge. And because I've done it myself. So basically what you end up with is 11 single crochets, and then one in the center, and then another 11 single crochets. Or your base, which would be 10, or whatever your base is, and then so that would be your base plus 1 equals how many you need here, and then how many you need here. Okay, and that acts as your foundation. Okay, so we're going to keep on keeping on, and we're going to do the rest of this square together. Okay. All right, so now that we have the base, the foundation for our next square, we can hop right in by chaining up 1, turning the work, and since we had 11, I'm going to go in with 10 single crochets, again, like we did in the last video. Going to go in through that back loop only, like so. So I've got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we need to do our decrease over the next 3 stitches. So again, that's through the back bump. We pull up 1 and pull up 2 and pull up 3, pull through all 4, then single crochet into the next 10 through the back loop only. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can see where this is going, I hope. All right. And so we will continue right along, and we're going to continue to do 1 less single crochet per side, and then continue to do our decrease in the same spot in the middle so that it'll continue to grow and decrease this way. Alrighty. Okie dokie, so the last row we did, it was a total of 10, and our decrease, well, now we need 9. So I'm going to start by chaining up 1, turn the work, and we're going to go in for 9. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then we need our decrease over the next 3. So pick up 1, 2, and 3, and then pull through all 4 loops. Then another 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Voila! On to the 8 round. Okay, so for the next row we need 8. So we're going to chain up 1, turn the work, and then going through the back loops, we need 8 single crochets. So that's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we do our decrease over the next 3. And so we pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop, pull through all 4, and then single crochet into the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then chain up 1, turn the work. Now we need 7s, right? So going in through that back loop, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Untangle your yarn. And then we do the decrease over the next 3. So again, that's pull up 1, pull up 2, pull up 3, pull through all 4, and then over the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and we shall continue on. Okay, next row is the 6s. So chain up 1, turn the work, single crochet over the next 6. Through the back loop, of course. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Decrease over the next 3. So that's pull up a loop, and pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. Pull through all 4. Then go through the next 6 with single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain up 1. Now we do 5s. Through the back loop, of course. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Decrease over the next 3. So pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. Pull through all 4. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 5. All right, we're really getting there. Okay, this next row is going to be 4, so chain up 1. We're going to go through the next 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Decrease over the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Pull through all 4. Single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain up 1. My, this is bright yarn. Okay, going in through the next 3. 1 and 2. 3. Decrease over the next 3. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull through all 4 loops. Single crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Chain up 1, turn the work, go through the next 2. 1 and 2. Decrease over the next 3. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull through all 4. Single crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. Chain up 1, turn the work, single crochet into that first one. Then we do our decrease of 3. So pull up, pull up, pull up, pull through all 4, single crochet into the last one, chain 1, turn the work, and then we've only got 3 left. So again, through the back loops, pull up, and pull up. Pull through all 4, and we are done. All right. And so we have 2 completed squares that are completely joined, no sewing in. Haha! It is a beautiful thing, you know. So again, do not cut your yarn because we will continue on. And there are a number of options that you can go from, you know, as far as going from here, there are a number of options which I'm going to talk about. Alrighty, so now as far as where you want to go from here, you do have essentially 2 options. You can either go up or you can go over. Now, whichever you decide, you are going to need to chain 12 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now that is our base chain from before. That hasn't changed. Now what you can do is you can do the exact same technique that we did previously, and you can either build out your square, you know, going down this way, down your chain for 11 single crochets, and then do 1 in the corner like we did before, and then we can go this way, or you can build up your chains, your chaining of 12, do your 11 single crochets, 1 in the corner, and then 11 single crochets along this way. Either or will work. Now, it really depends on where you want to go. Either or, I think, is perfectly fine. You can, of course, also make a long strip of these and then double back on yourself. So you could do a long strip, so in this case, it would be going do, 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 do to a point here, just like we had here. And, then when you have your point up there, this is your point up there. And then you can keep going so on and so forth and make a long strip of these. You can make a scarf, what have you. Now, for what I think I'm going to do is, instead of going up this way, I think I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to end up here so that we have a block here, a block here, and a block here. And I'm going to show you why, because we're going to want 3 blocks in this L shape because we want this empty space here, because I want to show you how you can fill in this gap with another square, because inevitably that will happen, okay? So that being said, I did do my initial 12 chains, and I just want to double count those. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Perfect. Okay, that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to build your next square in this section here so that we can have the situation of an empty space here, which we can fill, and I'm going to show you that in the next video. But for right now, I'm going to show you how you can do this, and then we will continue on. Alrighty, so I have my 12 chains, and I already turned my work so that we can continue to work this way, and then eventually going over this square here. And it's really the exact same thing. I'm not doing anything differently than we initially did. We're still building up, and we have our 12 chains, so we need 11 single crochets. So that's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just want to make sure you're going into that right loop, right into here. 11. Okay. Now, that would be if it's not twisted. However, it is going to be twisted because we want to go this way. All right, so again, we're going to need to do 1 in the corner and then 11 across. Okay, and we shall. Okay, so again, we need to go into this sort of decrease cluster right here for our corner stitch. There we go. And then we need, like I said, 11 single crochets across this edge. So that would be 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, here it is. 10 and 11 right there. Perfect. And again, if it doesn't quite match up where you want it to be, just be sure that you're going into the right space in the corner, because in this case, like I said, with our count, you need 11, one in the corner, and then another 11. And you don't want to go into this square. You just want to go into the corner where it joins up. Okay? And then what you would continue to do is you would build up this square just as you did the way you did with this square. So again, you would continue on by chaining up 1, and then you would single crochet 10 across, decrease over 3, then 10 up, chain 1, 9 across, decrease in the center, 9 across, chain up, 8 across, decrease in the center, 8 across, and so on and so forth until you then end up with your square decreasing to a point here, okay? And then you will end up with an L shape of blocks. And when you reach that point, we will be ready for the next video so I can show you how to fill in the gaps. Alrighty? And I will meet up with you in the next video so that I can show you how to do that. Alright, now as always, I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I do try to be thorough without being redundant. I want to make sure that you guys really understand what's going on, because I know it can be daunting. I totally understand that, and if you do appreciate what I'm trying to do, please show your support with a little thumbs up button down below. And, please hit subscribe, because I do try to post as often as I can. And this series is not done yet. No, we will continue on. And also, excuse me, I want to see that, you get this and, finish up your square. And then we'll do the next set of this small series. And I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video, and finish up this square for me, and I'll meet back up with you. All right, see you real soon.